I came across an interesting thread the other day on how to set your search limits to Q texts. In other words, the hypothetical source comprising material found in Matthew and Luke and not appearing in Mark. I want to show you how to do that in BibleWorks and Accordance. In BibleWorks, open the Limits dialog box and create a custom search range. Now, the problem here is, since we have a rather long list of verses, for whatever reason, when we try to copy and paste those references into the range box, Accordance won't accept them and it'll crash. So what I had to do was create two different lists, one with Q in Matthew, with those references from the Gospel of Matthew, and another one with Q in Luke, with the Luke references. Now that seemed to work, so that we can go ahead and use these two search ranges for our purpose. Now let's choose Q Matthew and click OK. Now here we can see that we are limiting our search to Q Matthew, and we are using a morphological text, Greek text. So we go to the command line and place our period, indicating we are going to perform an AND search, and then just type an asterisk. We can then hit enter, and we get 246 verses, which are the verses in Matthew that belong to the Q source. Now we go to Tools and Analyzing the Text, and open our Verse List Manager, where we are going to import the entire search window verse list. We do that, and we have here the 246 verses. Now let's leave it open for a minute and come back to the main search window. Here we're going to change our range and choose Q Luke, click OK, and do the same. Type period followed by an asterisk and hit enter. And here we have 259 verses, which are the verses in Luke that belong to Q. So let's go back to our verse list manager and import those verses. Again, entire search window verse list. So we do that, and now we have a total of 505 verses, and these are the verses attributed to Q. So we are going to save our list and close this window. Once we have our full list of verses, we can then use our graphical search engine to run all kinds of interesting searches. For example, here we can open the word box and type a lemma like Kyrios. Click OK, and then we can add another word box, which is the box where we are going to include our verse list. Browse and get the list that we created previously, Q Matthew Luke. OK and OK again. So now we're going to connect this box to the merge box, and we are searching for the lemma Kyrios, any form of this lemma, and limiting our search to Q, verses in with material in Matthew and Luke that does not appear in Mark. So we click go, and here we are. We have 25 verses, with 27 hits. Now this is interesting because we can also do the opposite. That is, search for this lemma in any form and limit our search like so to Matthew, Mark, and Luke, Synoptic Gospels, but excluding the verse list, those verses that belong to Q. And if we run the query now, we would get 134 verses containing 145 hits, which do not belong to any of the verses in Matthew, Mark, or Luke that belong to Q.